everybody. Welcome to this week's session of Love Bites Live with Dr. Girish Kumar. He's the founder and Chief Healing Officer of humanconnect.
Love you all. This is my wife, Jyotsna Ramachandran, CEO of humanconnect.
And today we are going to be talking about how do you keep the spark alive in a long distance relationship. Also, during the session, if you have any questions about this topic or anything else about relationships, please don't hesitate to ask your questions. You can either post it directly inside Facebook, or you could just head over to humanconnect.in/ask Girish, and you can leave your questions even anonymously over there. And we will make sure we answer all your questions at the end of this live session.
Super.
Let's begin, Girish.
Yes.
So what we've noticed, Girish, is long distance relationships in most cases fail.
Yes.
Why do you think this happens?
So most probably see before starting the relationship itself, they will see that no, I'm going to go to the different city or different place or different country.
Yeah.
Before going itself, they are afraid of themselves that they can maintain that, or they can be so sincere about themselves, or they will be so committed. So first step, I see most people before going itself, Jyotsna, they say that let's come to end, or they will not allow that person to go, or they hold it and one person will say no, I want to go. So like
that itself, the discussion of a long distance relationship itself makes people break it.
Yeah, for that first step itself, maybe various reason, maybe for education or for job or something, they are not so strong within themselves to take that step and to take forward.
Absolutely, yeah. I also see that there are couples who want to make it work. So they want to give it a shot, and once they move to different cities, after some time, that connection starts
Fading.
fading, because maybe some other new people have entered their life, or maybe their communication is getting poor. So for whatever reason, they end up discontinuing that relationship.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. No, Jyotsna, see that they have that fear before going to that city. They have the fear that can they be so sincere the way they were. So all our values of what they carry within themselves and the commitment that they have within themselves will be for the long distance relationship.
Absolutely. So how do you make this tough thing work, Girish?
First of all, if you ask this, I will say getting a person itself a blessing.
Yeah.
Loving a person itself a blessing. To have a life partner itself a blessing. Not everyone are having that. So people nowadays having someone, they're taking for granted. So
because there are so many options.
Yes.
They think they'll have so many options.
So option or not, that for me it is, I feel that someone is there to love you, someone is there to care for you, someone is there for being for you when you're ups and downs. That itself a blessing. Then only long distance.
I remember somebody told you, Girish, that he was very worried, and he told you that oh my god, my son, he says he loves somebody, and he says some girl likes him.
Yes.
I'm very depressed. And you were actually telling him, sir, you should feel happy
that your son is
lovable. You know?
Someone is loving him. That itself a big news. Yeah, that's what it is nowadays. It is that someone is loving your son or daughter. So be happy that someone is loving your son and daughter.
Exactly. So if you look at your life partner in that way, that they're a true blessing, and you feel that relationship is really precious, then even if there is a situation where you have to go to another country to study, or you have to move to another city to work, or maybe there is an emergency in your family and suddenly you will have to go back to your hometown, for whatever reason you are leaving your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and moving away, you will know that the relationship is precious and you will somehow make it work.
So that's why I always say that you should have a clarity first. Why you are moving when you have a loved one with you. So there will be, so as I told you before, the clarity should be very clear.
So that's
why
the first
I'm moving.
thing, right?
Yeah, first thing, if you want to make a long distance to work, and how many days or how many months or how many years you are being away from each other. That clarity should have that first step, that it will take 2 years I'm going to be away from you. And if that clarity is there, then I think the first step is being
Yeah.
taken care.
And I think within that clarity, the reason for staying away should be clear and mutually agreed.
Yeah.
And also, there has to be a plan as to when are we going to be together again.
Yes.
That will, make it look
So
as if,
interesting.
at some point of time, we are
So
definitely
it
going to be
is
together.
worth to be separated
For the time
and
being.
for time being, for, as I told, for education or for a job or something that, see, some people their family demands them, so they go back to their hometown and being there for some time and they come back again.
Yeah, I remember years ago when I met you, Girish wanted to work in a cruise ship.
Yes.
Because that's a very lucrative
Common,
career
yes.
option for a person who's done his hotel management. And I said, we have just started getting to know each other. How can you go at this time? And you gave me a very logical,
Yes.
reason why you want to go, and you also made a commitment that you'll be back in 5 years.
Yes.
It's a different thing that never happened, and you didn't move
So
out of Chennai.
yeah,
but
maybe that at that time I understood that more than that money, I can make that money here and make the strong career in Chennai itself. See,
Yeah.
now being in Chennai for 19 years, 20 years now, so I feel that yes, I connected to this.
You're
city
comfortable
and,
here.
yeah.
So I think that's also a good point, Girish. As much as possible, if you can figure out other ways to stay with your partner, that is the best option.
Yes. But now it is not possible.
Yeah.
That's why they
Like
are
in my
going-
case, as soon as I got a job, I couldn't demand that I wanted a job in Chennai.
Yes.
So I moved to Mangalore and then Bangalore. But we made a pact that as soon as we talk about our relationship to our parents, I'll come back to Chennai.
Yes.
And that kind of worked for us.
Yeah. So the clarity. So first is that clarity. If you want to develop your long distance relation.
Yeah. What's the next thing, Girish? Once people have the clarity, what else is important to maintain the relationship?
Communication. It's very, very, very important. I believe that from February 9th, not even a single day I missed you to talk to you from 2004. And till this, unless I go for Vipassana, all those things, even whichever country I go or you go, we make a point that we are in communication,
Yeah.
at least for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, at least in a voice call or video call. It's very, very important for a long
Yeah.
distance.
So I
relationship.
think couples should decide what works for them according to their work schedule. And it can be as something as simple as, a good morning message with the plan for the day. And at the end of the day, you decide that we should have a video call. And nowadays with technology, there are so many ways to stay connected. Right? Back in the day, they would send letters with pigeons and all that. You don't have to do that anymore to stay in connection with your partner.
Yes.
They're just like in your fingertips. So we should have a kind of a routine to
morning routine
Yeah.
goes into, see, now most of my clients, they have DCJ for them for getting connected. So they know exactly what they are doing in the morning, exactly they know what they are doing in the evening. So that always make that energy alive, that they don't miss each other because
Yeah.
they are communicating with the divine book.
Correct. One thing I've noticed, Girish, especially when the partner is not in the same city, is some people feel that it's like a headache, like a chore or an obligation. Oh my God, if I don't call her at 8 o'clock, she's going to kill me. But if I don't message him at 3 o'clock, he's going to get suspicious.
See, that you cannot demand in a relationship. See, that will come later. So what is that trust and all these things?
Yeah, but I feel the minute you start feeling that it's a task, that means there is something going wrong in the relationship, because you should
Correct.
ideally look forward to having that communication and not be scared of that communication.
Yes.
So that's like a red flag, I think, in a
Yes.
relationship. If you are feeling that it's
Feeling
a
that
headache.
you want to talk to your girlfriend or boyfriend, you're feeling that is a headache, but please see that, reflect inside whether you want that relationship or not. Okay. So third thing is, I always say to the people is, meet in person, even in the long distance relationships. So you are saying that 2 years I'm going to be away from you, but make sure that 3 months or 6 months or 1 year come and at least spend a quality time and go back. See, nothing, why they are not coming? Because of money, because of ticket, all these things. See, if you feel like that, that relationship does not worth. That if you are not able to spend for that relationship. See, always I say that if you cannot invest on yourself, then don't talk about growth. If you are not investing time and money on your relationship, then don't talk about that you need a life partner.
Yeah. The funny part is, as you mentioned, time and money is a challenge, right? To meet in person.
Yes.
But the same person who complains of not having the time and money will plan a trip with friends, to go and attend something.
Correct.
So that means that is not the real problem. You're not prioritizing your relationship as compared to other things in your life. But if that long distance relationship is important to you, then whenever you get an opportunity, you will try to meet in person.
So in the long distance relationship, this is very very challenging. So at least people who are together, they don't have that challenge. But long distance, you have this problem. So should
Yeah.
make sure that how you can connect, how you can see them.
Mm, absolutely. And then I think the next thing we should talk about is that trust factor, Girish. You said, especially
Yes.
in a long distance
Yes.
relationship where you don't know what's happening in their day to day life, trust becomes a big reason why relationships break. So, what can someone do about it?
See, again, it's a value system. So the person who thinks that trust is very important for that relationship, we should say that this things. So I have now recently a client. They feel that the communication is not happening because when we are not communicating for 3 or 4 5 days, the opposite people in this side, they will say that think that he has some other relationship or he is not interested. That energy should come only when they trust. Whatever happened 2 days, it is not they spoke. I trust that he had some important work and all
Yeah.
these things. He is not able to message and all. There is nothing like that not to message. Anytime anyone can message.
Yeah.
That's an excuse that they say. But from a better angle, I'm saying that please trust that they have some work. But communication is very much important. So, see, as I told you first, see, not even a single day, wherever I am, it's not that I don't communicate to her. So, whether she reads or not, I make sure that I send a message that I'm here, I'm doing this. I'll go to bed early because I will take time 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So that's why I'm traveling.
Yeah. I think this trust is also within for yourself also. You should trust that you will be good in the relationship, and you should trust your partner also and not give them a chance to have any kind of a miscommunication. For example, you are in another city, maybe you're after work you decide to go out with your office colleagues. This is a very normal thing, right? But if you go to bed without informing that, the next day they will find out from social media that you are with your friends, and that could lead to a lot of unnecessary,
Unhealthy
yeah. It's
conversations.
better that if you inform ahead of time that, you know what, instead of going home I'm just going out with my friends. It makes everyone's life simple, right? So you need to be extra good at communicating, especially when you're in a long distance relationship.
Next is that things to do together in the long distance relationship. See, as I told you earlier, doing a journaling together and exchanging and that it's a powerful way, or praying and meditating at the same time. It's a powerful way of connections.
Yeah.
So that I think that most people are nowadays they do yoga together. So they fix the time that
Virtually.
yeah, virtually, yes. They virtually they will be in some other country. Different time zone they do yoga together and saying this time that I am free, you are free. So let us figure out. So 45 minutes, 1 hour together. It's very powerful
Yeah.
way of connection because they are seeing each other. They are releasing so much of unwanted emotions from their body. That's a
Yeah.
powerful way. Sharing the journals, a powerful way to exchange the day.
Yeah. So it's not necessary you should be living together to spend time together. Like Girish tells our Human Connect Soul family members, even if the couple is living in two different places, he says, come for Sunday meditations
Yes.
together.
Different part of the city there will be there. So many people are joining like that. They connect in our Sunday meditation and healing time. So all these things are possible only when you believe that that relationship is so powerful. And I think that all these things makes you to be very intimate also. See,
Yeah.
intimacy is not only having sex, it's more than that. It's about the connection. It's a connecting between you and your spouse, you and your partner, whatever you call it as. But that divine space, divine timing, divine energy, I think this is very, very important. So now so many people are having live-in relationship and all those things, and they cannot commit themselves. But I respect them because they are committing at that moment, that space, that energy. See, and going apart is their choice, but they are committing themselves at that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So see how even if you're not in the same
City,
city and not living together, see how you can support each other. One thing I remember doing very often is for Girish making all these PowerPoint presentations back in the day used to be a pain. So he would outsource that task to me.
even now it is a pain.
Yeah, but now you don't have to do all that. So and so that's a great way for us to spend some time. He will give me inputs and I will do the presentation for him. Or if I have to do something at work, I have to rehearse. Instead of looking at the mirror and rehearsing, I would
Put
ask him
me
to
in front.
listen to
Yes.
whatever I'm speaking and give feedback. So that way, though you're not in the same company or job, you can still seek each
Help
other's
each
support.
other, and
Yeah.
that's a powerful way of growing
Mm.
together as a couple. That is the way that, see, when you see that energy, the intimacy, that is the energy I'm talking about. It's that you depend or you just believe someone who can give you the positive feedback or just listen what you're saying.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think by following some of these steps, you will make sure that that precious person in your life remains your partner, even though they are not
In
physically
the
in the same place. Yeah. So let's
Yes.
see if we have any
So if
questions.
people who are hearing, who are having a long distance relationship, or people who are seeing this recording, if you are having a long distance relationship, you can post in that. What is that, Girish? Ask.
Humanconnect.in/ask Girish.
Yes. You can go there and you can post your question so that next week we will answer that.
Yeah. In the
Any
meanwhile,
question?
I have a question about long-term relationship.
You.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I've noticed is now suppose we both have an argument right now.
Yes.
We both are sitting next to each other. So we
Yes.
can easily like force the other person to sit and
Correct.
finish that discussion and come to a
Yes.
conclusion. But in the
Like
long-term
the way you do.
relationship, yeah, people just cut the call and then they don't talk for a week's time.
Yes.
So how do they resolve conflicts in a long distance
See,
relationship?
this is a threat. So I always say that this what you're saying is correct. But I personally tell so many people in the long distance relationship, I have so many clients. You should have your friend number of him or friend number of her.
Okay, okay.
Immediately, you should call up the friend and say that,
Hmm.
see, we had a dirty talk, we have a dirty time with each other, we have tough time. So whatever it is, see, only that time they throw the mobile and all these things. This is friend is very, very important at this point of time. Okay,
Yeah.
so you should have your partner's
Like
friend's
a
phone number. Okay,
helpline.
helpline. Immediately call and say that we had a big fight. Please
Put your phone on
put,
loudspeaker, let them hear what I'm
yeah,
saying. Something like that.
or
Give the
go
phone.
to him
Hmm.
or something like, or next day when the office, see, some people are staying alone, some people are together. So when the office colleagues, so that is very, very important in long distance relationship. You should have the friend there also. See, anything is doing wrong also, she is doing wrong also, this friend will connect to you so closely. They will say, don't cheat or don't do this to her or him. So there, once a call for them also, it's important. It's not only when you have a fight, otherwise also you should have someone's number, because this is
Yeah,
very
for
common.
emergency or
Yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very a nice question, George. It's yeah,
Yeah.
this is very
But at least
important.
one of the two should have that intention to resolve it. Then only it will happen. If both of them throw their phones away, it won't work.
See, God creates like that. One person in that will maybe
Usually.
next day or at least next day he
Hmm.
or she will uh, go one step down.
Yeah.
Now, see, in the rare case, only two people will be in the same thing. Otherwise, one will come down and
Hmm.
apologize, and they will connect to that energy.
Yeah. I think that's a good tip.
Yes.
The other
Ne-
thing about long term, Girish, this is especially in a long distance relationship, when they are in the same place, they
Mm.
know exactly what's happening in each person's life. So there is a kind of safety and security there. But when this person is not
Traveling.
visible to you, yeah, they are in some other place, the doubts and the insecurity is very high, because they feel that, oh my god, this person has not spoken to me for one day, that means they are cheating. So this kind of negative thoughts come, and that can also destroy the relationship. So how does one retain that trust?
See, that's why we are saying no code of honor should be there. See, first of all, they only choose to have a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
So once you are had that long distance relationship, it should be a code of honor that see that morning or evening we should have a call, whatever may be in your life. At least put an voice message if you're not able to attend. So nowadays, some companies lot of pressure. Some company it's not like that. So depends upon the place where they work or depend upon what they are doing. But that voice message. Now I know that I have a meeting now. I have this now, so I don't know when it is going to finish. If I so many times I had. Even though you were in Bangalore, I was in Chennai. I used to send things. Jyotsna, today evening I will be busy. Don't call
Yeah.
me. You go to bed
Yeah.
and put a voice message when you go to bed.
No, I think that time we didn't even have WhatsApp, but we used to somehow send a
Message
message. Yeah.
you were sending it.
Correct. Correct.
It was that I know that exactly that I will be late some days, so I will make sure that so don't wait for me. Go to bed. I will come 2 o'clock or three.
Yeah.
I don't know what time I will come back. I only know the time, what time I go. But today it's totally it is different that I and her decide what time to go to bed. What it is so that today life is totally different.
So true.
Yeah.
So I think that extra step needs to be taken by both the partners to make each other feel safe and secure in the relationship.
Yes. So now let's see any questions that they have so that we can answer. So anyone want to ask about
I think
this?
in our audience right now, everybody's having partner in the same city. I think
So
nobody has
that's why no
specific to
questions.
this. But if
Okay.
you guys have any other
Any
questions
question
about
from
other relationship
above
challenges,
relationship challenges that you have, you can put here, and so I can answer that
yeah.
question.
This other thing that we were discussing a little while ago, Girish. There are also people in a long distance relationship, not for 1 or 2 years, but like 20 years.
My goodness, yeah.
Because they become so convenient, because they can't live together, that will create havoc in their life. So this is very convenient. You stay in the
So,
US,
see,
I'll stay in somewhere else. So
I had seen in Kerala too many people like that. See, husband only comes in 11 months, they will be in Dubai or some other Middle East country, and 1 month they come and spend and go. So this is again a long distance relationship, and that they don't demand also so much. See, that they are not like every day they should speak. No, it's like
their expectations
are very low. Some couples are like that. Some couples are their expectation is very high. See again how you want your relationship. See, I cannot be without talking to you for even a 1 day. So it depends. So some people are not like that. So it is.
So there's no one right way to live. Right?
Yes,
So
yes. It's
as long as
personal.
it works for both of them,
Both
it's
of
fine.
them.
Yeah.
Yes.
One person shouldn't be complaining. Yeah.
That's the thing. See, that's what I'm saying. No, you cannot say this is right, that is right. See, what is right for you and me maybe not right for others. What that is right for them may not be right for us. It's again your life,
Very
your
subjective, yeah.
thing. That's why I told you code of honor is very, very important. Each couple should have their own code of honor for marriage, and even for long distance relationship. Best is to have a code of honor for the relationship.
Yeah.
So that both are happy.
Exactly.
So end of the day, it's happiness, no? Whether you be together or not being together, but love and happiness is very much important.
Yeah.
Yes, Jyotsna?
Well said, Girish. I hope you guys got some takeaways from this session. If you know any of your friends who are struggling in a long distance relationship,
Yes.
and you want to help them out, then please do share
Share this.
a link that I'm going to give you, because that way they can have a clarity session with Girish and see
Okay.
how their life can improve even if they are in two different places. So head over to humanconnect.in/apply, and they just have to fill out a quick form, and one of our team members will help them get on a call with Girish. Guys, I'm so glad you guys found this useful. We'll see you next week in yet another session of Love Bites Live.
Love you all. Thanks for your time. God bless you. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Good night.